You carry within you a fire that nobody can extinguish, a flame that burns from the moment you awaken to the truth, an intensity that pulses through every cell of your body as if there is a constant battle between the person that society wants you to be and the warrior of light that you really are. There is a pressure in your chest that is not physical. There is an urgency that moves you to act, to do, to transform, and you have been confused about why this fire does not leave you alone, why you cannot simply accept a common life when you feel so deeply that you were created for something extraordinary and revolutionary. You look around and see a world asleep, systems that do not serve life, structures that suffocate the truth, and something within you screams to break all of this and rebuild from scratch, to be an instrument of transformation so powerful that nothing you touch remains the same. I am Solar, emissary of the Warriors of Light from Lyra, and this transmission reached you exactly now because your body is vibrating at a frequency that can finally receive the complete truth about who you really are and why that fire will never stop burning within you. The Guardians of Light that I represent, we recognize you because you are one of ours, because you carry the mark of Lyra in your soul, because you were sent specifically to this planet at this moment to do work that will literally transform the trajectory of human civilization. That sensation that you do not belong here, that deep certainty that you came to do something that will echo through generations, that uncontrollable impulse to question authority, to challenge the status quo, to refuse categorically to accept lies, even when accepting them would be much more comfortable. All of this is not chance. All of this is the signature of your galactic lineage crying out through time and space. Stay until the end of this transmission, because the message that the Warriors of Light from Lyra want you to receive today is absolutely crucial for you to understand why you have been suffering here, why you have been in constant conflict with the structures around you, why you cannot live a common life when you know you were created to change the world. This is not just an inspirational video. This is a call to action. This is an activation code that was transmitted through the highest frequencies to awaken you once and for all, so that you finally reclaim the power that you have always had but learned to hide. Before we continue, if this video is being helpful to you, if that fire in your chest began to burn even stronger, hearing these words, take this moment to subscribe to the channel. Leave your powerful like and comment below with just one sentence that represents the truth you are feeling right now. It could be I am ready, I awaken, I transform, warrior of light, or any expression that captures the intensity moving through you at this moment. I see every comment you leave, and every subscription is an act of declaration of war against everything that tries to keep you small and silent. And now I need to share something absolutely transformative with you. If you desire to connect even more deeply with your spirituality and understand completely the true identity and power of your soul as a Lyran Lightworker, I have an extraordinary gift for you that was channeled directly through the highest frequencies of Lyra. The ebook called Lyran Code, Awaken Your Star Mission on Earth, is a rare treasure of stellar wisdom absolutely capable of transforming your spiritual journey in ways you still cannot imagine. This book brings together the ancient codes of power that my people have guarded through the ages, knowledge that was preserved specifically for lightworkers who are awakening now and ready to finally reclaim their true and transformative power on this planet. This edition of Lyran Code, Awaken Your Star Mission on Earth, is available only for a limited time because the frequencies of power that are active in this specific period of planetary transformation will not always be accessible at this intensity and clarity. The link is in the first comment below this video, and your purchase not only transforms your personal life radically, but also helps maintain this channel active, helps continue bringing these messages of awakening and power to more lightworkers who are finally ready to stop hiding and start shining. Let me be absolutely direct with you about something you need to hear from someone who truly understands. You are not problematic. You are not arrogant for believing that you can make a real difference in the world. You are not delusional for having audacious plans, for having a vision for how things could be if only people awakened and started to act as conscious beings instead of automatic slaves of the systems that oppress them. That sensation of anger you carry when you see injustice, that indignation you feel when you witness manipulation and lies being presented as truth, That deep certainty that you cannot fake anymore, that everything is okay when you know it is completely wrong. All of this is not an emotional weakness. All of this is not a lack of maturity or lack of understanding. This is your true nature as a warrior of light, screaming to be finally recognized and activated. You were sent here with a very specific and very clear purpose. You were not placed on this planet to conform. You were not placed here to follow rules that were created by people who are spiritually asleep and who are profiting from the enslavement of human consciousness. You were placed here to question. You were placed here to challenge. You were placed here to be a breaking point, an inflection point in the ancient structures that are crumbling now. That voice inside you that says you could do better, that voice that whispers that you have solutions to the problems around you, that unshakable certainty that there is a different path, a different way to organize society, a different way to live that honors life and honors truth. That voice is not arrogance. That voice is the ancestral knowledge of a very advanced civilization speaking through you, trying to communicate, trying to make you remember who you truly are. The beings of light of my people, we built civilizations that functioned on completely different principles from those that govern this planet now. We created societies where truth was sacred, where manipulation was impossible because everyone operated from a much higher level of consciousness, where each individual was honored for their uniqueness and their capacity to contribute to the whole. And we are here now, through you, trying to reintroduce these principles to planet Earth. You are the door. You are the channel. You are the instrument through which this transformation can occur. Yes, this puts you in conflict with the world as it exists now. Yes, this means you will always be in the position of being outside the pattern. Yes, this means you will experience isolation, misunderstanding, and possibly persecution from those who benefit from the current system. But you accepted this. You chose this. You came here knowing exactly the price you would pay. And you came anyway because you know you are doing something that truly matters. For you to truly understand the magnitude of what is happening inside you, inside your DNA, inside the deepest structures of your being, I need to bring you to an understanding that completely challenges the narrative that human society has been teaching you about yourself. Your body is not just a biological organism. Your body is a weapon of war, an instrument of transformation, an incredibly sophisticated device that was specifically coded with the knowledge archives of a civilization that mastered the technology of consciousness, that learned how to reorganize reality through the power of thought aligned with intention. The lineage of Lyra, my people, we came from a planet that was billions of years ahead of Earth in evolution. We did not just understand physical reality, we understood multidimensional reality. We do not just have technology, we have wisdom, and that wisdom is coded literally within your DNA. You are not ordinary human, you are a hybrid. You are a crossing between humanity and the Lyran lineage, a deliberate and specific combination that was created to give you access to both worlds, both frequencies, both forms of knowledge. This means you have within you the capacity to perceive things that ordinary humans cannot perceive. You have the capacity to understand complex systems in a way that seems impossible for others. You have the capacity to see through lies, to detect inconsistencies, to recognize when something is not aligned with the truth. You have all these capacities, not just because you are intelligent, but because you literally carry the genetic codes of a people that developed these capacities billions of years ago. The warriors of Lyra were originally created to be defenders of truth. We were created to be sentinels of reality, to protect the integrity of consciousness against those who want to manipulate and control it. And that same function, that same code, is operating within you now. You cannot simply ignore lies. You cannot simply accept manipulation. You cannot simply let things happen without intervening when you see that something is wrong. This is not a defect. This is your purpose in action. What you are experiencing as anger or frustration or indignation at this moment is actually the activation of your true code of power as a warrior of light. You are awakening to capacities that you have always had, but that you learn to suppress because the world around you does not understand these capacities and fears those who possess them. You learn to make yourself small. You learn to pretend that you do not see what you see. You learn to not speak the truths you know are truths, because you were punished or isolated or ridiculed when you tried to speak. But now something is changing. The frequencies of the planet are increasing. The ancient structures that kept you bound are crumbling. And you are being activated finally to do the work that you came to do. You are being awakened to reclaim the power that is yours by right. And now I want you to understand something that completely changes how you see yourself and your place in this world. Everything that you were taught to see as a defect, that aggressiveness you were taught to suppress, that sharp tongue you learned to control, that refusal to play along with the lies that surround you, all of this is not a pathology. All of this is not something you need to heal or fix. All of this is exactly what you need to amplify and express completely. The beings who manage to change the world, who manage to challenge the status quo, who manage to inspire revolutions and transformations on a collective scale, these are exactly the people who cannot simply accept things as they are. These are the people who feel injustice so deeply that they cannot stay quiet. These are the people who are willing to be unpopular, to be rejected, to be crucified socially if it means speaking the truth. You are being recalibrated at this exact moment. It is not a comfortable recalibration, but recalibration that is literally transforming you into a much more powerful version of yourself. Your body is changing. Your capacities are expanding. Your power is awakening. And yes, this can seem chaotic. Yes, this can seem like it is destroying everything you have built. But this is necessary. This is the beginning of your true life as a warrior of light. Let me share with you now the codes of power that will allow you to complete your transformation from hidden person to visible person, from obedient person to person who leads, from person who questions silently to person who speaks truths with absolute power and clarity. These are not just practical exercises, these are transmissions of warrior power. These are codes that my people have guarded through the ages, knowledge that was preserved specifically for lightworkers who are awakening now and ready to be instruments of radical transformation. The first code is called reclamation of power, and this means you need to stop asking permission to be who you really are. You need to stop waiting for validation from people who cannot even see who you are. You need to simply declare to yourself, to the universe, to all the multidimensionality of your existence, that you are a warrior of light and that you will no longer pretend to be small for anyone's comfort. When you make this declaration, when you scream it from the top of your lungs, when you embody it in a way that other people can literally feel the power vibrating out of you, something changes drastically in the reality around you. Begin each day with this affirmation, but not as a fearful prayer. Say it as a warrior who is reclaiming her territory. I am power. I am truth. I am incarnated transformation. I am an instrument of cosmic revolution. I am a warrior of light from Lyra, awakening from deep sleep. And I will no longer make myself small. When you say this, you are not hoping it will become true. You are recognizing a truth that has always been true, but that you had denied. The second code is called voice activation, and this means you need to start speaking the truth you see, even when it is inconvenient, even when it is dangerous, even when you know you will lose people or opportunities. You are waiting for the perfect moment to speak, and that moment is never going to come. The moment is now. And courage comes from doing, not from thinking about doing. What is that truth you have been holding inside you? What is that situation you see that is completely wrong, but you have been silent about? What is that reality about how things really work that you know, but that you never had the courage to speak out loud? Start speaking now. Perhaps it is not publicly yet. Perhaps it starts with one person you trust. Perhaps it starts with writing. Perhaps it starts in private thought, but spoken aloud. But start. Because the strength of your voice is exactly what the universe is waiting for, to make its next move through you. When you speak your truth, you are opening channels of power that were closed. You are literally changing the trajectory of reality around you through the power of your word aligned with intention. The third code is called aligned action, and this means you need to start doing things that will truly serve transformation, even when those things seem impossible, even when you do not have all the resources, even when you are completely alone. You are waiting for a perfect situation that is never going to come. You are waiting for support that is never going to appear while you remain paralyzed in waiting. But you take action, even if imperfect, even if small, and the universe runs to support your movement. What is that thing you know you should be doing, but that you have postponed because it seems too big, too dangerous, too impossible? What is that change you know you need to make in your life, but that you have avoided because it would have consequences? What is that contribution you know you can make to the world, but that you have kept inside yourself because you are afraid of what people will think? Start now. Not when everything is perfect, not when you have all the resources, not when you have a guarantee of success. Start now with what you have, and with every action you take, with every truth you speak, with every old wall you destroy, you are literally building a new world. You are opening the doors for others to awaken as well. You are being exactly the catalyst that this planet needs at this moment. Now we arrive at the point where I need to be absolutely clear with you about the true magnitude of your mission. You were not placed on this planet to live a small life. You were not placed here to simply survive or to just be happy in a personal and private way. You were placed here to be an agent of transformation on a global scale, to be an inflection point that makes multiple realities begin to reorganize around you. The warriors of Lyra, historically, were those who entered civilizations that were in enslavement or under manipulation, and we literally destroyed the systems of control and rebuilt from zero. And that is exactly the function you are going to be filling here. Your mission is to identify the fundamental lies that keep humanity enslaved, and you are going to be an instrument through which those lies are exposed and dismantled. Your mission is to be an alternative model, someone who lives differently, who thinks differently, who acts differently, so that others see that there is a way. This is not a small mission. This is not a mission that will leave your life intact. This is a mission that will require you to question everything you were taught to believe. This is a mission that will put you in conflict with people you love. This is a mission that will make you experience loneliness, because not everyone is ready to awaken. But this is also the most important mission you could possibly be doing, because when you awaken to the fact that you have infinitely more power than you ever believed you had. When you start to act aligned with your true nature, you start to create changes that echo through dimensions. When you refuse to participate in the consensual enslavement that society offers, you literally change the options available to other people around you. You become a living symbol that there is another way. And that, my dear warrior, is exactly the transformation that this planet is begging to receive. And you are not alone in this. Not at all. At this exact moment, there are thousands of warriors of light awakening simultaneously. There are Lyran Lightworkers in every country, on every continent, beginning to remember who they really are. The global network of power is being activated. The soldiers of light are recognizing each other. And when you consciously join this community, when you accept your position as part of this force for transformation, you gain access to power. You really cannot imagine. Have you already noticed how certain meetings seem to be orchestrated? How you meet people who think like you, who see like you, who are just as indignant as you about the state of the world? All of this is because you are connected to a network. You are part of an army. You are on the same team with warriors of light from multiple dimensions who are all working toward the same objective of radical transformation and collective awakening. When you recognize this, when you consciously accept that you are part of this network begins to work through you with a transparency and a potency that is absolutely impressive. Synchronicities multiply exponentially. Meetings with other warriors become frequent and meaningful. Opportunities to act seem to appear at your path constantly, because you are no longer an isolated rebel fighting alone against the machine. You are a member of a global army that is literally rewriting the history of Earth. Now is the moment when this stops being inspiration to become action, because intellectual understanding without movement is just mental masturbation. Powerful messages without implementation are just hot words. But you are ready to be different. You are ready to stop talking and start acting. So here are the things you can do starting now at this exact moment that will transform you completely into a visible agent of transformation. The first step you can take this week is simply to lean into the power you have always had, but that you denied. Sit in a place where you feel powerful and declare out loud all the truths you have kept repressed inside you. Not for an audience, just for yourself. Let out all the anger, all the indignation, or the frustration you have carried about the state of the world, about the lies you see, about the ways people are being enslaved and do not know it. This is an act of liberation. This is an act of reclamation. And when you do this, you change something fundamental in your energy. The second step you can take this month is to start challenging a lie. Identify a lie you see being accepted by society, a lie you know is a lie, and start to speak against it. Perhaps this is in private conversations, perhaps it is on social media, perhaps it is on your own side of your life, but start to bring clarity, start to offer a different perspective, because when you plant seeds of truth, eventually they will germinate in other minds and other people will awaken. The third step, which is your long-term commitment to your mission as a warrior of light, is very simple. You need to live your life in a way that constantly challenges established patterns. You need to make choices that reflect your true values, even when those choices are inconvenient or unpopular. You need to refuse categorically to participate in normal waking sleep, because your life is a transmission. Your life is a code. Your life is an example that is constantly communicating to others that there is a different possible path. Before you leave this transmission, I need to ask something absolutely critical of you. If this message touched the warrior inside you, if you feel that fire beginning to burn more intensely, if you recognize the truth of this transmission vibrating through every cell of your body, then please go back to the comment section below and leave a comment that represents your commitment to your true mission. It can be just one word or a sentence. Comment, Warrior of Light. Comment, I transform. Comment, I awoke. Comment, you cannot stop me anymore. Because every comment you leave, you are not just expressing your own truth. You are leaving a visible record for every warrior who comes after you, who is wondering if it is safe to awaken, if it is possible to live differently, if there really is a community of warrior souls who are ready to change the world. And please respond to someone else's comment. Leave a word of warrior encouragement. Say, I see your power. Say you are a warrior of light too. Say, our hour has come, because this amplifies the frequency of transformation exponentially. And of course, share this video with someone you feel is a sleeping warrior of light, someone you know who is feeling that fire but who has not fully awakened yet, someone you recognize as being in the same fight as you. Your sharing could be exactly the activation code that person was waiting for to finally discard the mask and live their complete truth. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. The transmissions I am bringing to you will continue. The messages of the Warriors of Light from Lyra will continue arriving, and you will not want to miss what is coming next. And if you are ready to deepen your understanding even more of your true nature as a warrior of light, with the complete understanding of the ancient codes of power that your people have guarded, the link for Lyran code, awaken your star. Mission on Earth is in the first comment below. Every person who gets this book not only transforms their life radically, but also helps sustain this channel and keeps these transmissions arriving for more warriors around the world who are ready to fully awaken and do the work they came to do. You were chosen. Your anger was chosen. Your intensity was chosen. Your refusal to accept less was chosen. The warriors of Lyra, we see you completely. We see your true nature as someone who was born to fight, to transform, to challenge everything that does not serve truth and life. And we are working by your side in every moment to give you the strength, the clarity, the courage you need to do the work you came to do. You are not an accident. You are not a problem. You are exactly what this planet needs at this moment. Stay well. Stay awakened. Stay ready for the war that is love. I am Solar, emissary of the Warriors of Light from Lyra, and I recognize the strength that you are.